This should be played at high volume, preferably in a residential area.
You are now in tune into to the Dead Monkeys in Outer Space podcast with your host, Jay to the Mark. Listener discretion.
Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
1. Welcome back to the Dead Monkeys in Outer Space podcast. I'll be your host for this journey. This is J to the Mar, J the number 2, THAMAR. Follow or swallow on Twitter and Instagram. And you can check the show out, Dead Monkeys in Outer Space podcast, on Black Junction TV, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that jazz. I want to start the show off. I'm going to get a rest in peace. I'm going to get into this story a little later in the podcast, but I just want to say first and foremost, rest in peace to the 4 victims who were killed in a Tennessee Waffle House race attack by a racist faggot. So, yeah, I just wanted to get that out the way. Then I'll get back to it later. But, I've been going out a lot recently. Not necessarily by choice. People invite me out and shit like that, and I'll roll. Or sometimes I just want to get out just to get out, have a drink or whatever. And I noticed like this, I go to lounges and I got invited to a couple of clubs. And I noticed the club scene is fucking horrible, to say the least. And I'm not a club guy. Maybe it's my wake up call to be like, hey, you're too old to go to the club. Like I said, I go because I'm invited, or people just want to go out and have a couple of drinks and, talk to women or some shit like that. Whatever. I'm down. But I noticed in the club, you go in there, everybody acts like you came to see them. Like, seriously, like, if you go to the club and it's like, motherfuckers are just like standing around looking at each other with their drink in their hand. You see the girls dancing every once in a while. They're dancing with each other for the most part. Then when the dude tries to dance with them, it's like, if they don't want to fuck you. Because that's what I used to think in the club. I used to think if a girl danced with me, that means she was like, oh, you're cool enough to fucking touch my body. But I see these people, like in the VIP section, it's fucking ridiculous. It's like they spend extra money to sit in a secluded area of the club, and they don't dance as much. They just order bottle service and they just stand there looking at everybody else have fun. And then they might step out on the floor every once in a while. So they have this VIP section, and it's like, I don't know, it's like time out for fucking adults. What is that about? I don't understand it. But you know what I noticed about the club? Nobody plays reggae no more. Nobody. And I blame you DJs for that shit. You DJs are like, oh, especially the ones that's like, oh, ain't no real music out no more, blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. All of y'all. All of y'all who say, oh, music sucks or whatever the case may be. Hey, guess what? It's primarily for, a lot of like major DJs and like club DJs. How the records get heard. You guys have to play them. But yeah, I know you gotta listen to your program directors and all this other shit, and you gotta take that money under the table to feed your kids, right? That's what Funk Flex do. He fucking takes payola. Shit, I remember it was a Saturday night, and I heard that fucking Fabulous and Neo song. I'm a movement by myself. That shit. Fucking hate that song. I think that shit is trash. The beat is fucking horrible. Basura. Garbage. That's in Spanish, by the way. But I was just like, this shit is horrible. And he played it like, I kid you not, like 20 times in a row. Then I thought, first of all, why the fuck am I listening to Hot 97? And second of all, I'm like, this shit is trash. Actually, I wasn't listening to Hot 97. It was just like people kept playing. There was driving in their cars or whatever, and dudes around the way, had the radio on and shit like that. And I was like, wow, this song is not that, like, that song doesn't get played in parties and clubs today. It doesn't. That song had its time for that, couple of months or the summer or whatever it was, and it was it. That was done. So Flex accepted payola. But these dudes, they don't play like dope songs. Like they play whatever song that you hear on the radio all fucking day, and then they'll play some random generic club song. Put the hands up in the air, in the air, in the... They play that shit. And I'm just like, yo, I just can't get with this. This is horrible. You're supposed to like mingle in it, but everybody's blending in. Hence the name of this show, Social Camouflage. They just blend in. They just want to do what everybody else is doing. Nothing. They're there to look good. Like you came to the club to see them. Really? No. Yeah, I came to have a good time, especially if I'm paying. I'm fucking having a good time. If I get a number or not, hey, whatever. But I used to always wait for, like reggae was like the shit, because that's where you get to fucking do your little sexual assault more. It's just fucking grinding on these bitches and fucking, they're doing all type of nasty shit, on the floor and everything. And it's like, yo, that's, if you could do this shit with, in front of everybody, you might, hey, what's your name? You got a man? Well, I hope you don't with all the shit you just doing to me, But they don't play it. They don't play the shit. And it's because they get paid. Like, you ever go out and you hear music and like the DJs play a song for like 30 seconds? I fucking hate that. Like, what's the point? I didn't come here to listen to snippets. Fuck out of here. And that's an excuse for like a lot of girls to just fucking like bounce. Anyway, like, oh, this is not my song. I'm not grinding my ass on you again. Like, god damn it, Funk Flex. Fucking my whole night up again. Thank you. But this social camouflage that I think a lot of people do. People do it on like pretty much every social setting. Like, people behave a certain way, they act a certain way. And my thing is like, just be you, be an individual, be who you are. I mean, don't be an asshole or be inconsiderate and be a jerk. But you can still be you and have a good time. You don't necessarily have to do what everybody does or say what everybody does. I see that shit happen a lot on social media too. It's even worse. Certain people they won't even like a status if it criticizes religion. Even though they agree with the same thing, they won't even like it. Social camouflage. Everybody's, blending in, act like they don't see shit. I don't understand that. But anyway, but it happens in all walks of society. Your school, your work. This is a recent story. I don't know if people have been keeping up with it. Mohamed Noor, which is the guy you see on the thumbnail, he's a Minnesota cop who got arrested last month for shooting a white woman, killed her. It took 8 months for him to get, charged and arrested with it. I think it's, 3rd degree murder and 2nd degree manslaughter. And you thinking like, damn, why didn't they get him on 1st degree murder if they think he straight up just murdered the woman? Miss Justine Damon. And she was actually going to get married too. But he's a black cop, if you didn't know by the name Mohamed Noor. And you're going to see the double standard play out in front of you. Now, if you didn't read the police report, what happened was Mohamed Noor and his partner, they got called to some type of disturbance where Miss Justine Damon called the cops and said she heard in her alleyway at nighttime that she maybe heard a woman being assaulted or raped. Cops come on the scene. They go through. I think they radio back. Coast is clear, whatever. And then next thing you know, out of nowhere, Miss Justine Damon comes out of nowhere and she beats on the car, scaring the shit out of them. She spooked them. That was the cops' words. Spooked both of them. They both jumped back. They grabbed their guns. Mohamed Noor was just quick on the draw than his partner. Because his partner took his gun out the holster and pulled it out as well. But his partner was on the driver's side, so he's trying to get a better look. And during one of the press conferences, the court attorney, Mike Freeman, said this, quote, this is evidence of a depraved mind in my view, in terms of Mohamed Noor shooting a white woman. This is evidence of a depraved mind. Really? How the fuck he get the job? If he was that incapable of just, I see something that it looks like a threat and I shoot it. See, the thing is, you see shit at work. Why are they going this hard at this guy? I mean, and the guy, attorney Mike Freeman went on, we have a daunting task in front of us, in terms of getting this guy convicted, because, he was trying to point out that cops don't get convicted of murdering people often. Oh, really? Why do you say that? Oh, shit, that's right. This is in Minnesota with Philando Castile. A registered gun owner got murdered for the world to see by Geronimo Yanez. And let's not get it twisted with a lot of Spanish folks. Some of them, I'm gonna say a lot of them. Some of them think that they're white. They classify themselves as white. Look at what's going on in Brazil. It's crazy. Crazy. They recently killed the woman, Marielle Franco, activist. She was speaking against the police brutality in Brazil. In 2016, they killed over 4,000 people. Over 4,000 people in 2016. I think in a 30-year span, the police, and this is about the police have killed more people in Brazil, black people in Brazil, by the cops in the last 30 years. In the last 10 years, than cops in the U.S. have. Sounds like genocide to me. I don't know about you. It sounds like genocide to me. But I'm digressing. But with this Minnesota cop, Mohamed Noor, it's just frustrating to see shit like this play out, because you know what's going to happen. He's going to jail. His bail was almost $500,000. And if you ever been to jail, know somebody that went to jail, you pay like 10%. Some states I think it's 15%. So I guess they probably think this guy didn't have money like that to just post bail. He posted bail the next day. Probably had a supportive group to help him out. And I think he did. Why? Because he's Somalian. The reason why I say that is because in Minnesota, they have a large Muslim population in Minnesota. Go figure, right? Everybody just knows Minnesota for like Prince and fucking that team that got their ass spanked by the Eagles this year in the playoffs. But I was like, wow. But does that play into it somehow? I think it is. Because those people in those community, they want to see their people represented and, at the post office and law enforcement, firemen and all this other shit. Speaking of firemen, I'm not going to sidetrack too much, but check out firemen. There's a lot of firemen who, are straight up racist. Straight up racist. I mean, they watched people's houses burn down. It was a pastor's house that burned down, excuse me, in Michigan, I believe. And then the pastor, while the fire, they sat for an hour and said, oh, we don't have no water. Really? So why come to the scene? Oh, the fire hydrant was busted. No. In your truck. You have water in your truck too. So why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? You know. But you're gonna see how this case plays out. Like Geronimo Yanez, who's the fucking another racist faggot in my book, who killed Philando Castile in front of his baby, by the way. That kid is fucked. Mentally, that kid is fucked. She just saw her father get murdered by the cops in front of her. She probably had blood splash on her and everything. This is the horror that our children see. They don't see it in the movies. They see it on the streets all the fucking time. All the time. You can watch Black Death on Good Morning America. I remember I saw why am I forgetting his name? The guy in I believe it's South Carolina gets shot in the back by a cop. Good Morning America. Now you notice they always show this Black Death. It's always showing black people getting murdered and killed. Always, right? There's always a new video, like at least like every month, of a black man getting killed by the police. Last month it was Stephon Clark. This month ain't over yet. But you don't see the videos of them getting killed. Like, for instance, the Las Vegas situation that happened. Right? Now, you're going to tell me all these people went to a concert and not one person? They had a cell phone video of them running around and hearing the shots or whatever. Some of the bodies, whatever. But it wasn't put on, national stage for everybody to see in the media. It wasn't put out there like that. You had to look at the videos like on YouTube or Live Leak or some shit like that. So when this Mohamed Noor thing comes up, it's going to be something to see. Now Geronimo Yanez, the guy who killed Philando Castile, got off. He's not with the police force no more. They gave him some type of severance package. 48 grand. I wonder if he was making that while he was working with them. I don't mean to sound so like somber and everything. Like, you know, it's so funny. Like, when I started this podcast, I initially started it just be like, like kind of like tongue in cheek, sarcastic, just me, just having fun with it. But there's so much shit that's going on that, like, I don't know. It's like you can't ignore it. Like, for instance, where's the Blue Lives Matter and that blue wall of silence when it comes to Mohamed Noor? They don't give a fuck about him. Why? I thought he was one of y'all, right? He was placed on leave for a little bit, and then they fired him. He got fired. I was like, wow. Because he killed this white woman who was probably erratic, and she's like, right, where the fuck have you guys been? Because, that's that privilege. She thinks she could talk to certain people a certain way just because whatever. Now she's dead. It's like, wow. I don't know. But you'll see it play out. We'll see it play out. Then people bitch and moan and get mad and protest. But it's not going to be. It's going to be a clear example of a double standard. Clear as day. And it's just crazy. I don't know. But yeah, man, I don't want to talk too much about it because I'm going to get pissed off. pissed off. You know what I saw? I saw Kanye West is tweeting. That's always a good thing, right? But he recently tweeted on Saturday. Well, by the time this podcast can be played whenever, the day after 420, so 421, April 21st, he tweeted. And he tweeted, "I love the way Candace Owens thinks." If you don't know who Candace Owens is, she's another I'm an American bedwench black woman. And I said bedwench, yeah, because I'm pretty sure she sucks white dick. I'm pretty sure of that. I don't know the woman, but I'm pretty sure she sucks white dick. I mean, you go to her Twitter, Candace Owens, and you know, she follows Trump and like Dave Rubin and all these other people that you know that they don't have the best interests of black folks in mind. You know, they have a lot of very right wing type of views, and she's one of those people. Well, anyway, she was pretty much saying that pretty much black people are privileged. You know, we're more or less like spoiled brats. We need to get over slavery and shit like that, right? Guarantee she won't take Dave Rubin or Ben Shapiro, who she follows as well, to get over the Holocaust. Get over it. Happened years ago. You guys are doing well for yourself. I keep referencing it. Guarantee you she won't say that. Why? Because it defeats her whole shit. Because that's all it is. She's a token. I don't understand why these people don't understand that they're tokens. Like, you don't understand. Like, only reason why we know who Candace Owens is because she's black. She's a black woman, and she's rehashing or just spitting out Donald Trump's talking points or whoever. Black people, we need to stop doing this and that. Yo, there's been a lot of shit that happens in the black community. Economics is fucked up, big time. They introduce drugs and all this other shit. I mean, put it this way: I would like Candace Owens to take a trip down to Alabama. Take a trip down to Alabama and just go there and just go to the black neighborhood and, I don't know, walk barefooted. And the reason why I said walk barefooted is because down in Alabama, the sewage from the other neighborhoods, predominantly white neighborhoods, and I'm not trying to turn the show into like a just a race thing, but I'm just saying this I'm speaking facts. Anyway, the sewage goes into the black neighborhoods to where it's like, I guess, like overflowing and it's coming through the ground. So it's in their soil and shit like that. And they have hookworm. They don't have hookworms in like less developed countries than the United States. That's crazy. But we have in Alabama. So I like to see Candace Owens take a trip down there and walk barefooted through Alabama and then come back and say that. Say that, black people should get over this shit. And Kanye is like, I like the way she thinks. Yeah, really? No shit. He was the same person that said, George Bush doesn't care about black people. And then he goes to Trump and his fucking honeycomb hideout or whatever and fucking chops it up with this guy. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, Kanye-Z. Sometimes I wish some artists or entertainers just don't speak on politics at all. Just treat it like work. Because you're always pretty much, you're Kanye West all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are going to see you, they see you at the bathroom, it's Kanye West, Kanye. They're not going to think of you as just like, just a regular guy just using the bathroom. So they're always on the job. And they always, say something that it's like, wow, really? Okay. Get over it. Get past the past. That's what Kanye tweeted next. Get past the past. All right. Remember that. I remember that, Kanye. I remember that shit. And I'm going to retweet it to him. Get past the past. And I'm not saying I wish for something bad to happen to him, but, sometimes he's always into some, like, drama or whatever because of his mouth or whatever. But I don't know. I just don't agree with that. I don't like when celebrities speak on issues that affect a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you necessarily have to be for or against, but it's just like Candace Owens has a very unique point of view as a black woman. And he's just like, yeah, I agree with that. Okay, whatever, Kanye. I don't know. It's a lot of weird shit, man. And then you see shit like the Tennessee Waffle House shooting, and then you think like, yo, like I told somebody, I was talking to Steele from Smith & Wesson, General Steele, excuse me, and towards the end of our conversation, I said, yo, pretty much black people haven't progress since the civil rights movement. Like, what has happened differently, I don't know, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, then, I don't know, that's not happening now. Nothing, same shit. They're walking into places, shooting people in their church when they go to eat. That's what they're trying to tell you. We'll kill you anywhere. In your home. Like they did, what's the sister name? Beautiful, Corrine Gaines. She was, on Facebook Live before they about to bust in that house, and boom, her Facebook Live feed gets cut short. How? By the local cops? No. That's bullshit. But back to this Waffle House shooting. It's sad because I don't know. It's like this guy. The guy who did the killing. He actually got I think arrested or detained in front of the White House, like not too long ago, like maybe a year or two ago. And I don't know. I think he had a weapon. I don't know what he was doing there, but he was there. Supposedly, that's the story. And that's another thing. A lot of people, you have to be careful with the media. Very careful. That's the reason why, like, I do this podcast, not even weekly no more. I just do it when I feel like it. Because it's my point of view. Like, what does it look like to the people of that time? Because what I'm doing right now is I'm actually leaving a digital footprint. Like, after I post this, it's going to be out there in the cloud somewhere. Even if if I delete everything that I've done to this point, it's still going to be out there somewhere. For public consumption, right? So they knew this guy was, they needed to fucking keep tabs on him. But they didn't. They just, whatever. Now, mind you, they can't, well, maybe they can. They could surveil any fucking nut job. And the guy was just, I don't know, just fucking crazy with AR-15s and just, whatever. But I want to read this letter real quick. It was the mother of a 9-year-old girl, and she was in Publix, and she actually saw this guy on Wednesday. The guy committed the shooting Sunday, which was April 22nd, and she saw him Wednesday in Publix, which is a market down south. But she wrote this to Sean King, which is another guy I don't trust. He's a white guy that pretends to be black or whatever. But anyway, this is from the mother of a 9-year-old girl as she was in Publix in Nashville. This is her writing. Hello, Mr. King. Thank you for sending your email address. I had interaction with the shooter on Wednesday evening across the street from the Waffle House. Bam. It was very intense and scary. I was grocery shopping with my 9-year-old daughter. The guy came in the Publix grocery store shouting racial slurs, saying blacks should not be in this country. He walked right past my daughter and I and gave my 9-year-old the meanest look, very threatening. I grabbed my daughter and he continued to walk around saying racist things, very loaded, shouting black bitch. No one asked him to leave the store. They just let him continue being a threat. When I realized no one was going to intervene and ask him to leave or call the police, I just grabbed my daughter and left. I was very afraid. I'm sorry, I'm very shaken up. I know there are things I am forgetting to write that took place. This happened a mile from my home. That one was scared to death. And look, rightfully so. Rightfully so. Now, mind you, this guy's in a pub, at a grocery store. A grocery store is usually a very, large store. Shouting racial slurs and all types of shit or whatever. Meanwhile, I can't get a cup of coffee in fucking the Starbucks. I can't sit or use the bathroom in fucking Starbucks without getting arrested. And I wonder how that's going to work for the two brothers that got arrested in the Starbucks. Is that going to be on their record? Hopefully it gets expunged because that was bullshit. They knew that was bullshit. Hey, you guys can't, stay in here or whatever the case would be. You know how many people sit in Starbucks and do diddly squat? That's a new word I heard today. That's why I'm using it. Diddly squat. A lot of them. Some of them are coming in just to use the Wi-Fi. Don't buy shit. Some people come in there with their own drinks and food and sit at the table. I've seen it. But this fucking racist faggot could go in the store, shout all types of fucking racial slurs, and nothing happened to him. Nobody called the police. Nothing. Wow, amazing, right? But it's crazy how watch how this story turns out. Watch how it turns out. Oh, he's just crazy. He didn't know any better. He thinks Taylor Swift is sliding in his DMs or whatever the fuck. I don't know. It's crazy. It's just the world that we live in right now, and it's I guess I'm one of the people that's documenting what I see and hear and feel. And it seemed like it's just, and you know what it is too? It's the internet, which news spreads fast, really fast. Like if Kim Kardashian tripped before she fell, that shit would be on Twitter or on YouTube, guaranteed. Like, she fell. Before she get to scrape her fucking knee and put a Band-Aid on, it's on the internet. TMZ got it already. And I should tell you something. How does TMZ get like all this exclusive footage of like everybody fucking up before like the news media outlets? And TMZ is supposed to be like this like tabloid type of thing, like National Enquirer type of shit. Again, I don't trust most forms of media because they're being biased and they leave a lot of shit out. Like in the Mohamed Noor case, they leave out the part that the lady banged on the car and just ran up on their fucking car. They leave that completely out. She was about to get married. She's from Australia, and she was concerned that okay, yeah, that's nice. Now I'm not shitting on her. But I'm just saying, why don't y'all tell everything that happened? You're not. And this is one of the reasons why, the direction of this podcast took like a turn. Because it's just like, yo, what the fuck is going on? And nobody's saying shit about this shit? Really? Wow. I almost hate looking at the news. It's always some bad shit happening. All the time. All the time, and people primarily get their news sources from the same places. That should tell you something. It's kind of scary, and then they're gonna try to restrict that shit later on. Shit. Oh man, but what's some good news before I get out of here? Oh, I played the recent God of War, the new God of War. It's pretty good. My thing is this: everybody's giving me like these rave reviews, like, oh, this is this is the reason to own a PlayStation and blah, blah, blah. And I play this shit for, just to see what the shit they put in there and how it is. And, I was bored. I don't get bored very easily, but I'll just say, let me just get something just to fucking get into real quick. But I don't see it as being a 10 game. I just don't. I don't see it as, it's this and it's that. I don't see it as that. It's a cool game to play. They took a lot from fucking, what's that? Last of Us, fucking Bloodborne, and it is, put a God of War skin on it. That's all the thing they did, as far as I'm concerned. But it's going to get rave reviews, and that's cool. I like God of War. It's cool. A lot of mythology in there. They had the first series Greek. Now it's the Norse god mythology, which is cool. I actually hope they did that. But yeah, man, that's just going through the emotions of the world, seeing what's out there, seeing what's going on, and be sure to like the page on YouTube or just like the video, whatever, comment. I don't give a shit. Shout out to everybody that subscribed. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. I don't have the names in front of me, but shout out to my boy Karim. I know he's a listener. Seth, my boy Remainder One. You know what I mean? So shout out to y'all. Oh yeah, and then another update. Speaking of Fab, him and the girl got back together, Emily B. And you know why they got together? And I mentioned it in the last. The reason why, because the blowback is going to be so hard for him. I knew she was going to take him back. But whatever. That's their business, right? She's going to live with that shit for the rest of her fucking life. And people are going to just like, oh, you're stupid. Yeah, she is. No arguing there. Oh, man, what else I see? Got into? I saw the end of the Adrian Broder fight, which was fucking... was hilarious because this guy's like a fucking clown. I don't get him. Who was his fucking parents? Does he have parents? Because he sound like nobody ever sat him down and talked to him. In English, at least. That's this motherfucker. I don't know. He just wanted his little rant. It's very interesting. I've been getting into a lot of boxing recently. I'm talking about I'm watching old fights and old bunch of other shit. Interviews and everything. I remember Lennox Lewis was fighting was it Rahman? The guy who knocked him out. And it was on ESPN doing this little interview or whatever, and he said Lennox Lewis did some gay shit, but not gay, but he was just saying, yo, that was a sucker move. That's gay. And Lennox Lewis was like, oh, I'm not gay. And the rumors came out that he was gay. And I guess because of his accent, so people kind of believed he really was gay. And then he was like, oh, I'm a ladies' man. Bring your sister or your mother and I'll show them. So, Rahman got mad. And he's like, yo, don't bring my sister in this. He said, don't call me gay. Then he was just like, I say what the fuck I want to, which is stupid because he can't say that, but whatever. And so they get into this pushing and shoving match, and then they start tussling on the ESPN set. There's a video of it, you can see it, it's on YouTube. And I'm like, the whole thing that's going through my head is not the fact that they're boxers, not the fact that they're tearing shit up. It's these are two adult males behaving over name calling, behaving like this over name calling. I think people need to just fucking I don't know, get it together, man. They need to step their shit up, man. Don't let do shit like that bother you. Little shit can not bother you like that. I don't know. But yeah, man, I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully it wasn't the depressing episode. I just wanted to share some information, man. Just, a little what's on my mind, what's going on, man. I think a lot of things are getting crazy. And it's just not stopping. It's this avalanche of fucking racism. One, fucking sexual allegations and all this other shit. You know, Bill Cosby's going through his shit. Harvey Weinstein still isn't. You know, I guess they forgot about him because they just say, oh, you know what? They want to keep their careers going because they know if this guy takes the stand or whatever, they're gonna be like, well, oh yeah, I told Oprah he did that. I told this person. It's gonna drag a whole bunch of other people in that shit, and I think that's what they really don't want. But anyway, until next time, put the hands up in the air, in the air, in the air, in the air, in the air. Put the hands up in the air. Peace.